Hello and welcome to Wellbeing Wednesday. Today I would like to share a technique called Esteeming Strategy with you. Esteeming Strategy involves thinking about how we esteem ourselves, how we understand our abilities in either a positive or negative way. And we will be representing this on a timeline. I'm going to work through an example of how we use Esteeming Strategy to represent the past, current and future state of progress as I develop my mountain biking skills. I'm doing this with the help of a friend of mine, Mr. Richard Duckworth, who has some relatively good mountain bike skills, as you'll see in the future state video right now. So I think it's pretty safe to say that's the future, that's what we're aiming for. We'll represent that with our green dot in the future. That's what we're aiming for. So we now need to think, well, where are we at now? So same trail feature, same place, different rider. This one's me. This is the current state. So you might have spotted a few differences in the riding ability there. On this timeline, if I'm going to represent this on the journey of where we started, where we're going to, I'm not going to put that right at the beginning, because actually to get to that state there's quite a lot of learning and quite a lot of development going on. So actually I'm going to represent that right in the middle here. So to get to the point where you saw on that video, there are a few steps that needed to happen. So I needed to develop the ability to plan my line and make that slight corner whilst up on the log. So I'll do that and I'll just write the word corner. Prior to the corner, there's staying on the log in the first place. I'm riding on a piece of wood that's a foot long, foot wide even. So I'll put line choice there. So I've got my line choice that needs to improve, had to improve before I could get to that point. Then my cornering that had to improve before I could get to the line choice. Then I needed the confidence to actually get up onto that log. So that came from here. Before I could even get to that point, I had to already be a reasonable mountain biker. So this is coming from a starting point of already feeling comfortable riding the trails at Gisborne Forest, which was my start point. That's about here. Now, this particular feature can be quite a difficult thing to get your head around. If we look at confidence being an important point, because this sort of thing can happen. So to recap, we can see that at the beginning of this journey I was already a competent mountain biker, then needed to develop additional confidence so that I could start to take on more difficult trail features. This meant the need to develop and work on skills like line choice and cornering. There was more. Then I've got to the point that I'm at now. I need to start being more specific and using my video feedback to inform the point that I'm at, to inform any future development. then it's a case of a lot of practice. It takes a lot of practice to get as good as Rick is. I haven't shown you any video of him falling off, but it does happen. That practice will make it more consistent, will make it permanent, and then we can get on to the next step. Okay, I concede I might not get to the point of being able to do a wheelie along the full length of the Gisborne log ride, but I hope that I've demonstrated here that using this technique, it's quite easy for me to demonstrate to myself that it's entirely possible for me to use somebody like Rick as a model and enhance my skill set. So that example shows how Esteeming Strategy works in a coaching context. It's one of my favourite NLP tools. It's got so much application in education, it can be used in project management, and it can be used to help inform a lifestyle change. There is a downloadable worksheet. The worksheet includes a little bit more detail, which will make more sense next week when Wellbeing Wednesday covers target setting. If you've enjoyed this content, found it useful, a great way of saying thank you is to use the links on this page to buy me a coffee. Thank you, and see you next week.